Let's hit the Yankees because the struggles continue for this team. They dropped 2 out of 3 to the Houston Astros over the weekend. They're playing 500 balls since May 1st. They're 44-43 since May 1. They're 21-31 since June 12th. That's 2 months ago. The Guardians are 7-2 this month, and they're chasing them. The Yankees might lose the wild card positioning. So let's go over 2 quotes. That's what he said. One, we'll go over what Aaron Boone said about Devin Williams. And really, I can just summarize here, Boone, on the first part. He said they were staying away from David Bednar and trying to stay away from Mark Leiter Jr., too. This was on Friday when Devin Williams gave up another homer, and now that's 4 in 8 games for D-Will. Yep. And that Boone was trying to find softer landing spots for Williams, but that it was difficult at the moment. Now, he struck out the side on Sunday, but the Yankees were already trailing by multiple runs, and that was in the mid-innings of a game that is much more of a softer spot for Devin Williams to try and regain confidence. Let's talk about the other quote from Booney about how fans are kind of losing their mind, and the Yankees have spiraled for quite a while after a hot start. The game is littered with dead and buried teams. We're in playoff position right now. We've been through 2 bad months where we haven't performed at a level we need to. Go back the year before, you can pick out a number of teams that are sitting in a worse position than we are right now that go on a run. We have the people to do that, no doubt on my mind. It's just sitting here as we talk right now. We haven't been good enough the last 2 months. This is different than 2023, where I didn't think we were necessarily capable of that run that we needed to really get hot. And this is me for a second. They didn't make it in 2023. He said, we were out of it at that point. This is different. We're in a position right now where we're in control of things. We're in a playoff spot technically. I believe we have the people to get it done. We got to play consistent baseball, period. Cam, former Yank, I'll let you go first on this whole situation. I'll add one more point. I was at a party over the weekend around a bunch of Yanks fans who are like, this is just a disaster. Awful, awful season, awful team, blah, blah, blah. And it's just funny. Like, they made the World Series last year. They're still in playoff positioning, but if they're not cruising through the division, they're going to hear it. And it's been bad play for a while. And I think the sloppiness probably hurts fans a lot too. It's just, they're losing games where it's frustrating to watch. And then this Devin Williams moment stands out too, because fans are like, why the hell is he in any high leverage right now?
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit of Booney. We've talked about it before. He's the type of manager who's going to have his players back. He's going to do everything in his power to make you feel like he believes in you. But I think there's some moments where you just have to read the room, right? And Devin Williams, we're talking about ERA over 5, and he just hasn't been himself since he's been in those pinstripes. We talked about it not being for everybody. And right now, it hasn't looked like it's been for Devin Williams, but he's the least of their problems, right, Scott? When you look at a rotation that has been, just decimized with injuries, and you look at Max Fried and Rodon, who started off high, who have kind of dramatically fallen off the cliff, and now the bullpen woes have just kind of carried over into the guys who have now came and put the pinstripes on, right? So you said it. It's not so much about the losing, but it's how they lose, right? Sloppy base running, not great defense. They don't play really well at all in 2-run ball games or fewer. They haven't done well. Probably one of the worst records in baseball in those games. So I tweeted this, and we talked about it a while ago. I sat and asked myself, is this who they really are actually? Judge, I think maybe playing hurt, may have came back too soon. And I said, this may be who the Yankees are, and they're just not the team that a lot of fans hope they would be.
Well, I just think this is the roster they're given, right? It's the same thing we talked about last year when they lost the World Series. The Dodgers said it. They're not a great defensive team. They are home run or bust, even though they've tried to get a little more athletic, but they're still
they don't use it.
They're just home run reliant most of the time, right? Their bullpen, they went and made these moves. One of the guys is in AAA. The other guys have struggled. Bednar's been okay, but he's struggled a little bit too. They lose Cole at the beginning of the year. Stroman's not there anymore. Rodon has been okay. Fried was great at the early. He's faltered a little bit here towards the end, but they are what they are. And that's the thing I think that's most frustrating is they don't play a clean brand of baseball, like Scott said. They make mistakes on the bases. Their outfield defense has not been great. Grisham's been okay in center, but Dominguez has not been good in left at all. You have Stanton in right. So it's like, what do we do if you're a Yankee? There's nothing you can do. You got your team. There's no more trades. There's no more any way to get players. You got what you got. You better hope they get hot. But I love Aaron. Aaron Boone will go down with the ship. Aaron Boone does not deserve the heat that he is getting.
Agree.
Because he will stand up for his players, as any good manager should. He will stand up to his players until the ship hits the bottom. But like that right there, like that's just a fluke thing. Bellinger's trying to make a play, and the ball slips out of his hands. But Yankee fans say, like, oh, what's Cody Bellinger doing? Well, he's trying to make a play. The ball slipped out of his hands. Sometimes stuff just happens out of your control. Sometimes they make mistakes on their own from mental or whatever it is. But it's not Aaron Boone's fault. So let's get off Aaron Boone, okay? He's doing the best he can with the team he has. He's trying to put guys in the right situation. I don't know. Are they going to make it? They should still make it. Are they better than the Guardians?
It's close. It's close.
They should be.
Yeah, and they've got all the heat, though, AJ.
I know.
The Guardians have nothing. It's like the Tigers last year. You're playing with absolute house money, and the Guardians made it to the ALCS last year. It's not that different of a team. I know they lost their closer in Class A, but the bullpen's still good. It's a scrappy team. It's a crappy division. They're 61-56. They're a half game away. They're even in the loss column to the Yankees right now. They're a problem.
I said this, and I want AJ to kind of chime in. And I really actually love this to an extent, because I said this last show, and I said Brewers are saving baseball. And what I meant is, even right now, we talking about can the Guardians do it? Well, what they do so well, right? And we talk about organizational, plans, and what are we doing to develop guys? The Guardians, they draft guys, they develop guys. They don't develop guys they don't try to go out and get a bunch of Aaron Judges and a bunch of, Giancarlo Stanton and a bunch of guys that just, are predominantly power guys. They want, complete ball players who can hit for a little bit of power, can hit for a little bit of average. They fundamentally are extremely sound. They won't ever beat you or lose you ball games, right? And even if they don't win, those type of ball clubs are starting to compete again, right? And I think it's promoting the complete ball player, the complete game again. And I think, when you look at the Yankees and you put all this power and all this, glitz and glamour on paper, it looks great, but are these guys complete ball players? And they haven't played like that for the last 2 years when you talk about not beating themselves. The Yankees beat themselves as well as wait on the long ball, and their holes up and down the lineup and up and down the offense. So I just think, I love seeing this. The teams that we're talking about are teams that play complete baseball.
Kratz, tell everyone why they need to look into a virtual private network, aka a VPN.
That's kind of like wearing trousers. It keeps everything private and secure whenever you venture out.
That's good. That's really good. And Surfshark creates user-friendly privacy and security solutions to protect your data and your privacy online. It enables you to virtually explore the globe, browse privately by encrypting your internet activity, and block ads and malware that may disrupt your experience. So go to surfshark.com/foul or use the code FOUL at checkout at surfshark.com to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. It's a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee, and the FT fam is hooked up with 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN when you sign up at surfshark.com and use the code FOUL. It is time to take control of your online security. Try Surfshark today. The development side, AJ, is interesting to me. I'll point this note out. The Yankees have not had a player come up through their farm system and put up back-to-back 100 OPS plus or better years. Back-to-back years of better than league average production from a homegrown player. Since Gleyber Torres, who debuted in 2018.
Is he a homegrown guy, though? Because he was traded from the Cubs.
He was a Cub,
really,
they said come up through their farm system.
But I mean, he was there for like a month, and then he was in the big leagues. It's not like he was drafted or signed by the Yankees. And so let's go. Who was the one before?
Before that's probably Judge in my mind. I mean, I'm just guessing, but it's probably
that's
Judge. I mean, Cam, I think in fairness, he's a complete.
He came up in 2017. So it's been 2017.
Yeah.
And and not only is he a complete player, he's one of the best players in our game, but a lot of players are chasing Aaron Judge, and it's making those players incomplete because Aaron Judge is a special type of player. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, this is no shout out. Aaron Judge is arguably the best player in the game. You can argue that. And that's my guy. But what I'm saying is a lot of players need to understand, like, maybe what Judge does, and he has the ability to hit for power, hit for average, but what he does well may not be what you do well, right? And I think you get in so many organizations chasing that type of production instead of chasing what guys do well, right? So it may work at lower levels, but when you get to the big leagues, that starts to get exposed, and those guys are, pushed out the game very quickly. So I just think you're seeing those organizations like the Brewers go get guys who say, yeah, you may have that type of power, but hey, how about we go for 15 to 20 this year, and let's hit for high average, and let's score 90 runs, and let's save a bunch of runs. Like, let's promote that complete ball player again instead of just the OPS guy. So again, I think people get it twisted when I say guys like Aaron Judge. I just mean, he is a complete player, but figure out who you are as a baseball player. And I think we don't do enough of that. And I think the Yankees have a lot of that, even when you watch them. Guys who should be trying to get on base, a lot of head flying, and a lot, swinging for the fences and not getting on base and not stealing and not creating havoc with their athleticism. So that's what I mean when I say that. I don't, by no means, any shots at Aaron Judge.
Yeah, and I'm with you guys here. I mean, the Booney attack is ridiculous. I mean, we've talked about it all year, okay? There's a front office that puts the team together, and there's an organization that develops the players. Aaron Boone ain't helping the bad throw, that slips out of the hand over there, and most of the dumb stuff, too. Aaron Boone, when he played, doesn't make the play that Jazz Chisholm does. And I guess, the most you can do, like AJ said, is sit him for a game or two, and then you're missing that bat. And then they're already screwed as it is with the way that they're constructing the roster. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton playing in the outfield for a team that's barely in a wild card and it's mid-August. Yeah, that's not fun. So lastly, for me on this one, there's not really much in terms of reinforcement. So it is what it is, like AJ and Cam said. Judge is back. Hopefully can play in the field soon. They're missing Ryan Yarbrough and Fernando Cruz. That's really all I have of guys this year that are going to come back. Cole's next year, Clark Schmidt's after that. They cut Stroman. It's not like they're waiting for some knight in shining armor like the Dodgers have been doing. They keep getting all these guys coming back that have been hurt. The Yankees don't have that. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
And what do they do with Spencer Jones? He's just hit his 30th homer. I mean, what do they do with him? Just leave him down in the rest of the season, AJ?
They have to. Maybe bring him up in September, maybe. Where's he going to play?
Call him up.
Play where?
Outfield.
4?
I don't want Giancarlo Stanton playing 1 minute in the outfield.
Okay, then you lose his bat. So he plays the outfield.
I don't give a crap. He's not playing the outfield.
You're going to have to put him in center. If you did it, you would have to put him in center, and Grisham would lose those at-bats, and he's been great for the Yankees. I get it. But is he in your future plans? It would have to be like, because he's been playing center field, that he would have to be, he probably plays center field. He's been playing center field, in the minors. It would have to be, him in center, Dominguez, Judge, or Stanton for now. And I'm just.
What do you do with Bellinger? Again. What do you do with Bellinger?
Put him at first. I mean,
what do you do with Goldschmidt?
Yeah, you could play Bellinger more at first because Goldschmidt shouldn't be playing against right-handed pitching at all anymore, guys. Sorry, hot take, but. He has not hit right-handed pitching the whole year. Have him be a lefty smasher, just like you got Slater and Rosario.
You're going to platoon Bellinger and Goldschmidt?
And let Ben Rice catch. Yeah. And then, no, I wouldn't say that. Maybe some pinch hit at-bats.
Hold up.
I don't know.
AJ, you want Goldie playing first every day right now? AJ, have you seen Goldie's numbers against right-handed pitching this year?
So you're going to platoon Bellinger and Goldschmidt at first?
No.
You have Ben Rice as your catcher? Where's Austin Wells? Where's the JC Escara? I mean, the problem is the roster is not. There's no room for Spencer Jones right now. I'm sorry.
You're right.
He has to wait till next year. I think Grisham's a free agent.
Yeah.
Sorry, but if they think Spencer Jones, then you move Dominguez to center, put maybe Jones in left, have a healthy Aaron Judge in right. Sorry. See you next year, Spencer. Maybe come up in September and try to hit some pitch hit homers. That's
it. If anything, the move probably would have been to try to trade Trent Grisham while he's been swinging it, and that would have been the only. Probably, yeah. But you're right, because you can't take Belly, because Belly's been great for the Yankees this year.